Bay of Fundy, New Brunswick.
If we're going to keep track of life in the Bay of Fundy and the changes from year to year, we have to keep good records. Today, we're heading out to learn how to survey and identify whales.
We're going to go out and do a little right whale research today. We're going to put you to work.
Awesome.
All right.
Dr. Moira Brown unties a large white boat. Later, it chugs through the open ocean water.
One of the most important tools we have to collect whale data is a camera.
The photographs that you obtain are really the basis for almost all of the conservation measures we've been able to put in place for right whales, because we know them as individuals and we essentially piece together their life history by running into them on the water.
Anisha and Dr. Brown on an observation platform.
But this is no simple whale watching tour. When you're researching whales, it's not just a game of point and shoot.
And what we want to try and do is get a photograph of the side of their heads.
The side of their, okay.
Yeah, and so the whales will come up and then they'll exhale that big blow.
Okay.
And then as the whale goes through its surfacing pattern, I'm going to get you to photograph the body, and you'll see sections of the body as you go through, and you want to do overlapping sections. And so we're just monitoring, is the body black or does it have a scar? When it brings up its tail, and they throw their tail clear of the water before they go down to the bottom. And that's a really good spot to also photograph to monitor scar acquisition.
They scan the waters. A whale blows.
Oh, first surfacing. Let's go for that one. All right, that's close enough for you to shoot.
Anisha snaps photos.
There, look at that, look at that. You can see the baleen. Fantastic. So now you're going to get the other side of the whale.
She captures photos of its tail as it's lifted above the surface.
All right. So this whale's got its mouth open, skim feeding at the surface. This is really cool. We don't see this very often up here. Beautiful.
The whale dives just off the bow of the boat.
Historically, the bay has been home to an all-you-can-eat buffet of whale food. Over the years, many different species have been regular customers.
Illustrated whales.
There's two different types of whales. There's toothed whales and there's baleen whales. The toothed whales, they're like us. They have teeth and they eat fish mostly.
A killer whale.
Baleen whales, instead, they have large plates of baleen, which is filters or combs made of the same substance that our nails or hair is made of.
A right whale.
What they do is they take giant gulps of water and then they press the water with their tongues out through the baleen, retaining the animals, getting rid of the water, and then licking them off the baleen with their tongue and swallowing them.
But feeding mostly takes place below water. So how can we tell which is which from the surface?
It can be difficult to identify different species of whales, and we typically do so by their body shape and their blow. So the blow, for example, is shaped like a heart in the right whale. It has two different columns that come up in a heart or V shape, whereas the humpback whale has just one column that comes up as a broad plume. The fin whale has a very tall column going straight up, and the minke whale has this very small column that stays close to the water.
A right whale blows again.
What we would typically do is record the time and position of each whale. And then at the end of our day, that's when we go back into the lab and look at all of these photographs on a computer and try to match them to individuals that are in our right whale catalog that we've been collecting for decades and decades.
A right whale submerges in the murky water.
The really cool thing is that for many whales, we can actually track them as individuals. So we know them by name and we can track them by individual markings they have on their flukes, their head, or their backs.
Because when we look at right whales, I mean, not every human is the same. In fact, we're all different.
Yeah.
And when you look at whales, you sort of see this big, black, blubbery, powerful creature. And we sort of think, oh, they're all the same. But they're not. They're all individuals, too.
A whale swims away through the ocean blue. The white boat glides across the sun-kissed waves.